Hello everyone, I am Mangesh Meena from IC branch. My roll number is 191-606-52. I am going to give presentation on topic DSOT bridge. Let us start with introduction, then phase diagram of DSOT bridge, and then advantage and disadvantage of DSOT bridge. Let's start with the introduction. A four-arm bridge used to compare two capacitance to resistance arm contains capacitor in series with capacitor, while the other two arms contain capacitor in series with resistor, while the other two arms contain resistor only, also known as Venn-Disotti bridge. This is the Disotti bridge. This arm contains C1. This is a capacitor. This is and we calculate the value of C1. This is means this is a unknown capacitor C1, and this is C2. This is a known capacitor, or this is a standard capacitor, and this is resistance R3, and this is resistance R4. Then we discussion about this in further derivation. This bridge provides the most suitable method for comparing the two values of capacitor if we neglect dielectric losses in the bridge circuit. If we neglect the dielectric losses means loss of energy in the bridge circuit, then this bridge provides us the most suitable method for comparing the two values of capacitor. Let's start with C1. C1 capacitor whose capacitance is to be measured. This is a known capacitance of the capacitor whose capacitance is to be measured. C2 a standard capacitor. This is a known capacitor. R3 and R4. This is non-inductive resistor. Balance is obtained by varying either R3 or R4. At balance condition, we have Z1 into Z1 multiply Z4 equal to Z2 multiply Z3. Z1 impedance Z1 or Z1 1 upon J omega C1, 1 impedance of capacitor 1 upon J omega C1 multiply R4 equal to impedance of this capacitor 1 upon J omega C2 and multiply R3. It implies that the value of capacitor is given by the expression. By simplifying by this simplifying to this equation, we get C1 equal to C2 multiply small r3 upon small r4. This is expression. We get the capacitance of the unknown capacitor C1 equal to C2 multiply small r3 upon small r4. The balance of the condition can be achieved by varying either R3 and or R. Then we want to calculate the C1. Then we want to calculate the unknown unknown capacitance of unknown capacitor C1. When we don't neglect the dielectric losses. Are introduced electrical resistance R1, small r1 and R2 as on R12 and 41. In R12, this is electrical resistance small r1 and this is small r2 41R. Also he has connected resistance capital R1 and capital R2 respectively in the arms 1, 2 and 41. This is also connected capital R1 with the in series with the C1 and small r1, and this is R2 connect in series with the C2 and small r2. Again we connect standard capacitor on the same arm. Standard capacitor C2 connect in the same arm 1,4 as we have done in DSOT. At balance point on equating the voltage drops, we have on the balance impedance of this into impedance of this equal to impedance of this into impedance of this. Then Z1 multiply Z4 equal to Z2 multiply Z3. Therefore, the final expression for the R1 capital R1 plus small r1 plus 1 upon j omega c1 multiply small r4 capital R1 plus 1 upon j omega c1 plus small r1 impedance of this into multiply small r4 equal capital R2 plus small r2 plus 1 upon j omega c2 multiply small r3 capital R2 plus 1 upon j omega c2 plus small r2 impedance of this multiply r3. When solving above equation we get c1 upon c2 equal r c1 upon c2 equal capital R2 plus small r1 up divide capital R1 plus small r1 equal r4 multiply r3. We can calculate the value of unknown capacitor C1 by this expression C1 upon C2 equal small capital R2 plus small r1 divide capital R1 plus small r1 equal r4 and multiply r3. Then we want to calculate the dissipation factor of the DSOT bridge by phasor diagram. Then we discussion about the phasor diagram in further PPT. By phasor diagram we want to calculate the dissipation factor of the DSOT bridge. Let us mark delta 1 and delta 2 be by phase angle. Delta 1 delta 2 is a phase angle of the capacitor C1 and C2 respectively. From the phasor diagram we have tan delta 1 equal dissipation factor omega C1 r small r1 and similarly we have tan delta 2 equal omega C2 small r2. Delta 1 this is a assume this is a delta 1 angle phase angle of capacitor C1. Tan delta 1 equal to I1 small r1 upon small I1 upon omega C1. Then we simplifying by this we get tan delta 1 equal to omega C1 r1 small r1. Similarly we have tan delta 2 equal omega C2 small r2. From equation 1 we have this is equation 1 small capital R1 plus small r1 plus 1 upon j omega C1 multiply small r4 equal capital R2 plus small r2 plus 1 upon j omega C2 small r3. By equation this we get a C2 small c2 small r2 minus small C1 small r1 equal C1 small c1 capital R1 minus C2 capital R2. On multiplying omega both sides, on multiplying this expression, multiplying omega in both sides, we have omega small c2 small r2 minus omega small c1 multiply small r1 equal omega whole multiply c1 small c1 capital R1 minus c2 capital R2. But there is c1 upon c2 equal small r4 by r3. By this expression c1 upon c2 equal to small r4 into r3. We have c1 upon c2 equal to small r4 upon r3 when value of c1 equal to c2 whole multiply small r4 upon r3, put in the value of c1, put in the expression in this expression we have omega small c2 multiply small r2 minus omega c1 into small r1 equal to omega c2 we take common C2, then omega C2 will multiply R1 R4 small r4 upon small r3 minus r2. Therefore, the final expression for the dissipation factor is this is omega C2 R2. We see that 10 delta 2 equal to omega C2 small r2. Then this is put 10 delta 2 and omega minus omega C1 small r1. This is a 10 delta 1 बराबर equal to omega C1 r1. We put 10 delta 1. Then 10 delta 1 minus 10 delta 2 minus 10 delta 1 equal to omega C2 small C2 whole multiply in capital R1 capital R1 into small r4 upon divide small r3 minus r2. This is the dissipation factor of dissociative radius. Hence, if dissipation factor for one capacitor is known, however, this method is give quite inaccurate results for dissipation factor. Then phasor diagram of dissociative radius. This is phasor diagram of dissociative radius. Now let us draw and study the phasor diagram of this radius. In order to draw the phasor diagram, we have taken E3 or E4. E3, E4 we take reference axis, and E1 and E2 are shown at right angle to E1 or E2. This is we take E1 or E2. We take in between E1 and E1 or E2 and E3 or E2 90 degree. What they are right angle to each other? Why they are at right angle? Because this is in this circuit in this dissociative radius. That's why there is a capacitor. Then the voltage drop of on C1 and C2 lag by drop voltage of in resistance R3 and as well as R4. Then so this is we take a E3 E4 as a reference, and we take at a 90 angle E1 and E2. Capacitor is connected. His answer to this question is very simple, as capacitor is connected therefore phase difference. Therefore this is a phase difference 90 angle. This is a phase angle. Then we discuss about advantage and disadvantage of dissociative bridge. Advantage of dissociative bridge. The advantage of this bridge is its simplicity to obtain a perfect balance. The advantage of this bridge is its simplicity to obtain a perfect balance. Disadvantage: a perfect balance can be obtained only if both the capacitors are free from dielectric losses. Then we get a perfect balance can be obtained if both the capacitors are free from dielectric losses. Example, when air capacitors are used. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.